beyond the day-to-day and the base operations, the association has a lot of objectives of community outreach, of agent growth and improvement and progression, and maybe less generically, more specifically to when you were in that president seat, what were some of the things that you were really passionate about moving some of those objectives forward, or any others that I wouldn't know about there?
So there's a lot. There's a lot that we do.
Yeah.
The continuing education is massive. It's paramount because we can always do, the whole goal is to make the agents the best prepared, right?
Yeah.
And you can't get that from other places. You can't get that from, if you're not a part of an association, you're kind of Googling where to get CE credit, or, the good thing about our association and our industry too, is we're on top of the topics. So like all of the classes are pertinent. Hey, this has come up, so let's have a class with continuing ed about seller fraud and, land fraud and things, whatever happens to bubble up at the time. For me personally, I think the most passionate initiative that I was involved in is the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee.
Okay.
Because it's definitely a need. And if you don't think it's a need, then I don't think you're really paying attention. That committee has sort of two facets: the sort of recruiting and enabling people that might not be normally think they can become realtors, to help them, open our tent and have people join our community. And then also sort of the fair housing side, where we can better train the agents that we have to treat people in a manner that's respectful and that is fair to everybody. And we all have implicit biases, whether somebody wants to say it or not.
Yeah.
And some of them are really worse than others. But that's something that's I'm super passionate about. We have a very diverse community here in Flagstaff, and we do not have a very diverse realtor community in Flagstaff. And we need to figure out why, and we are. Ventrice Graves, she's doing the EDI as the co-chair. So she's staff, and she's also co-chairing that along with Aaron Wheeler this year.
EDI,
last year, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion.
Okay,
Yep.
there we go.
And they've done a phenomenal job just getting the word out and making sure that the community knows that we're an inclusive entity, and the only barrier to becoming a realtor should be your licensure, and then making sure that you're ethical. And that should be hard stop why you can't become a realtor and be successful in your community. So that's something that I think I'm probably the most passionate about.
I love it.
For what happened last year anyway.
Yeah. Well, and to maybe put you on the spot with it, is there maybe like just an experience or a story where specifically you were able to see some results on that? That or anything that you talked about there?
So, I can tell you it was really awesome to see. They did a couple of events. They participated in the First Friday Art Walk at the beginning of the year, and they held a contest amongst school art students about what diversity means to me, and they got to make their picture and write a little blurb about what the picture was.
Yeah.
And there were some beautiful and hard things to see in that, when you see the perspective of a first grader that shows like people of different colors and sizes and types playing together. And then one of them it was downtown, and there was all these people playing together. And then his parents, I forget if it was he or she, were looking the other way. And it was like, all these people are playing and loving each other, but the grownups aren't paying attention. And I was like, we should all shut up and listen to some kids. Yeah. And also we participated in the Pride Festival downtown, which I thought was phenomenal. Awesome. I think people have this misconception again of realtors. They have an image in their head of what realtors look like, what they act like, who they are. And that's just inaccurate. So,
yeah.
And I think we all forget that every one of us is a protected class. EDI, DEI isn't just about color or race. It's all the protected classes.
Right.
Gender, age, marital status, the stuff that we have to protect and represent buyers, with all of those classes all the time. And a lot of us take for granted that we're all one of those protected classes.